Okay. Alright, we're recording. Jesus, man. What the hell is that? Okay, so my controller that I'm using to play the Binding of Isaac with, just like apparently my software that I use to record my audio was responding to my controller inputs, and so I like stopped a recording just as I was getting started. But okay, but yeah, we are going now. I'm gonna actually have both of these windows. Okay, all right. I'm leaving this in. You're getting to hear all this. You're getting to hear all this behind the scenes. You're also just gonna hear how I sync audio and video, which is that I just press start. I do a here. Right here. This is how I do it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, there you go. And we're synced, and we're back. And hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great whatever fucking time you're watching. That was real silly. That that threw me off. I was all prepared and all ready to start, and then I was, oh great, I guess I'm not recording anymore. Okay, and this is a tangent, but the reason why I record audio and video separately instead of just doing it all in OBS is because I feel like the audio levels in the gameplay don't correspond to how I want them to. I want to be able to mix them separately, and I don't, when I say audio recording software, it's actually nothing. It's just like the regular dog shit, like Microsoft Windows fucking audio recorder. In fact, even now, sound effects sound a little bit loud in my ears. That's just me. Can these be turned down a little bit? No, it cannot. And so I'm actually going to... I'm leaving this in, too. Fuck you. Yeah, have a look at my desktop. Okay. It's half that, because, yeah, I don't need to be bombarded by all the sound effects in this game. Here's the thing. So, I mean, I'm a pretty big Binding of Isaac fan. I've played this game forever, and so if you've been watching these videos, you might be noticing that I don't actually include any of the music from the game. I just kind of add different ambient tracks from other games. And you know, that's also what's happening exactly right now at this moment. And because, yeah, I don't play this game with the music. I actually don't. I like this game a lot, and I wouldn't say I hate the music of this game, but it's not, I think I've just listened to it too much. I've played this game too much, and a lot of the music just kind of bugs me more than anything. In fact, I mean, the sound effects in this game are also really good, but I would also probably play this game, oh, that's pretty sick. I would probably play this game without sound effects if I didn't have to listen for, like, audio cues on, like, the mom's hand enemies. Which even then, like, you don't need the audio cues for that, but it definitely helps. I also think for the context of making videos, it is also helpful as well. I mean, or it's also just at least necessary for the audience experience. I feel like if it was just vocals and just, like, an ambient track, it wouldn't quite have the same punch. I feel like you need the sound effects in there. So I do leave the sound effects on, at least for that. But yeah, I actually really like the music in the Flash version of Isaac. And also in the so I also played the Anti-Birth mod before it officially got added to the game, and I really like the music in that mod as well. Both of those I liked more than the regular, like, Rebirth, Afterbirth music. And I've heard Edmund McMillan talk about why the music is what it is, and he's like, I didn't want it to be catchy music. I wanted it to be very, you know, well ambient, you know, kind of like creepy. And I agree with his decision to some extent, but I also just but the music that comes from, I had to pause to, like, express that thought. the music that comes from the anti-birth mod, which you can actually listen to on, like, you know, music streamers and on YouTube and stuff, as well as I believe the Flash Isaac music. Some about it just hits a lot harder, and I prefer it, and I think because of that, kind of have a sort of a spite against just the regular, you know, rebirth afterbirth music. Anyways, here's a completely different point that is in no way related and will have no sort of graceful transition. That is okay. Before I actually get into that, though, another one of the funny things about this video, because I mean, I would like to actually play more games on this channel, and I'm kind of just starting with Isaac just to get my my bearings, so to say. 'Cause this is a game that I'm very comfortable with as I'm starting out here, and and I lost my train of thought. But I think that one of the downsides of actually playing a game that's like very comfortable to me is I don't really have a whole lot to say about the game itself, and I kind of like that about these videos. I thought that would be a fun idea, is like playing The Binding of Isaac, you know, for an hour or so while I'm just like tangentially talking about completely unrelated subjects and maybe just chiming in every now and again when the game has something that's worth chiming in about. Whereas I feel like if I was playing other games, you would get less of that, and I would be talking, you know, I would still definitely have more side tangents, but I would be talking more about the games themselves for sure, right? Whereas here, I'm not exactly talking about. I guess I did just do a whole thing about the music, but it wasn't about what I was actively like doing in the game at that moment. Oh, that's, yeah, I'll take that. That's a pretty sick item. There you go. Rare example of when I can chime in and talk about the actual game itself. But because of that, the commentary is I feel like just naturally, or maybe even unnaturally, as I might be forcing this a bit, but just kind of less topical and more just like randomly conversational. And I think that is the vibe that I am ultimately trying to cultivate. But sometimes I feel like it does just come off as like, okay, well, new thing to talk about. And I wish I think the conversationalist inside of me wishes that I had a more organic way to actually just be like, okay, new conversation topic. Because a part of me, when I listen back to these, because I do listen back to all of them, I'm almost like slightly, not disappointed in myself, but almost surprised, because I do feel like in my regular day-to-day, I do tend to be more of a ooh, yeah, fuck that item. Oh, and fuck that item too. I would love to reroll that, given the chance. But I do feel like in my regular day-to-day, I tend to be more of a natural conversationalist. But I think, of course, that does just come with the added advantage of like, hey, I have another fucking person that I can talk to. Whereas here, you don't kind of have that. There's not really, you know, a second person that you can bridge off of. I'm thinking this is Secret Room Town right here. This is the entrance to Secret Room Town. Population me. Oh, not quite. Okay. I don't know if I give enough of a fuck to search that much more. Even though now I am thinking it is right here, though. So yeah, I do wish that I had a way that I could, instead of just saying, okay, next conversation topic, I wish there was a more graceful way to transition, but there's only so many places that you can take a one conversation topic before it's just like, okay, and this is done. I can't just keep talking about this in trying to find a transition. I don't know, is a verbal transition even a thing? I could just go silent for like 30 seconds too. That wouldn't be the end of the world. These videos are like an hour long, for God's sake, so I'm sure that some people actually could probably make do with the silence. So you know what, maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll just go silent for like 30 seconds when I'm done talking about a one thing. That's actually kind of genius. I mean, I did say I was gonna go silent for 30 seconds, but there is something on my mind that I want to talk about, and I think it is kind of juicy. It's kind of interesting, and it's that today. So I'm recording this on May the 4th, and I can't say that I'm really a big Star Wars guy. I definitely was as a kid. When I was a kid, I watched the original trilogy, and I just, oh, you know what? I never re-rolled that fucking, I mean, whatever. The item room in Last 4 was dog shit anyway. That wouldn't have actually aided me in any sense, so. And, you know, I wasn't able to re-roll it. I could have maybe gone into the shop with the hopes of purchasing a little bit of a battery charge, but, well, what can you do? What can you do? I don't need it. I'll be just fine. Okay, so yeah, I definitely, like, watched the original trilogy when I was a kid. And I think as I've gotten older, I've just given less of a shit, because now when I go back and rewatch the original trilogy, it's always, like, the re-released version that has all the extra CGI and shit, and I can't, so it really pisses me off to watch all that shit, especially in A New Hope. I think A New Hope suffers from that the most. And, you know, even though it's kind of, like, for my age demographic, I have just never... I fucking guess. I would have re-rolled it, though, had I known what it was. I've never really jived with the prequel trilogy. And I don't know. I feel like when the first one of the sequel trilogy came out, I was like, yeah, sure, that's kind of fun. And, you know, I think I enjoyed seeing the sequel trilogy in theaters for what that was worth. But I don't think I would ever probably, like, willingly turn those on and rewatch those. Whereas even though I have my gripes and my complaints with the original trilogy, I could see myself actually just, like, throwing those on. Just for that sake. For their own sake alone. So, and I also think that the fans are retarded. And so I just, Star Wars is just kind of not my thing. I've really fallen out of it in my adult years and don't care. But at my work today, it was kind of like a conversational point. You know, just naturally Star Wars came up as today was May the 4th. And that was something that hadn't even crossed my mind, May the 4th, or its significance, until that was brought up. But then I kind of started thinking and started reminiscing on my childhood and my previous love of Star Wars. And then what really came to mind was the video game Lego Star Wars 2, which was my shit. Not the first video game I ever played, but one of them. Arguably maybe the first video game that I, like, actually took seriously and, like, wanted to complete and wanted to, like, you know, do it, maybe not 100%, but I wanted to, you know, really get into it. Really play Lego Star Wars 2 for all that it was worth. And so what, that game came out in 2006. I believe I played it new, so I probably, let's see, how old would I have been? 5, 6, starting off playing that game. So, I mean, yeah, because, I mean, I was born in 01, so, yeah, what does the shop have an offer here? Yeah, you know what? I will be taking that, thank you. This fucking curse of the fucking fuck yourself. You don't get to see the item. Sucks. Just sucks, man. Eat my bomb. Eat my big fat ass bomb. Delicious. So anyways, while I was at work all day, I just watched a playthrough of Lego Star Wars 2. I just looked that up online, and I saw no commentary or anything. It was just somebody playing through the entirety of Lego Star Wars 2. They did it in a couple hours. Dude, I get an angel room at the moment, the precise moment when I can't see what in God's name I'm picking up. This could be major, you know, hog trollop. What do we got? Okay, fair enough. I'm good with that. Oh, I shouldn't have, oh wait, I had one? Oh, I got one from Active Contrition, probably. That was probably what happened. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of angel combat. Take part in a little bit of angelic combat of sorts. I didn't watch the full game. I kind of had it on in the background, but there was definitely some levels where I was, like, tuned in for. I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't me trying to, like, justify, like, oh, wait, but I didn't waste time at work. I have no problem with that. I definitely would have sat down and probably watched the whole video if I actually really felt like it. But, you know, I had other things that I was busy wasting my time on as well, so. But then I kept thinking to myself, like, ooh, is that game on Steam? Because I do still have an Xbox 360, and I do still have my copy of that game, and so I could go home and play it, but my Xbox 360 is, like boxed up in my parents' garage, as is my copy of that game, and so... but fortunately, with it being May the 4th, I saw that the game was on sale on Steam. It was, like, $4 or something. I was like, yeah, I'll pay $4, not go digging through, you know, garage boxes. Do I need to do anything else in this play? Probably not. probably, yeah, just get out of here. Yeah, just get out of here. So, I did a couple of productive things after I got home from work, but it was kind of just cope. It was kind of just filling the void, because I was like, oh, I'm so excited to play Lego Star Wars, and that was what I did, and I played Lego Star Wars for like 3 hours. It was not the original trilogy, though. It was like the complete saga, which I was aware of that as a kid when that came out. But again, being a guy that wasn't ever a guy, being a child who ever wasn't particularly interested in the prequels. I mean, even Lego Star Wars 1 was always kind of meh for me. I was just kind of a 2 guy and never really had any interest in playing the complete saga. However, now, at least on Steam, it seems as though the complete saga is the only one that you can buy, which is ironic, because I was like, dude, even though this is $4, I would probably pay like 10 to just not have the prequel trilogy included. I just only partially though. I didn't because then the thing is, when you boot up the game, you can't just start episode 4. They make you play the first level of episode 1, and so I just didn't have any attachment to it. I was like, sure, fine, whatever. I was like, yeah, this is fine. This is worth $4 at least, I would say. But then when I was done with that and it was time to turn on episode 4, oh baby. Something about just like the colors and the look of that first level of episode 4 compared to the first level of episode 3, dude. It's not even a competition. And I'm sure that it's all just nostalgia, but it worked though. It's yummy, delicious nostalgia that appealed right to what my cranium was after. And then I played the first 3 levels, and I, like a psychopath, destroyed every single object that could possibly produce a stud. I have never acted so in my life than when I'm like stud hunting in Lego Star Wars as an adult. And I think one of the things, because I've never actually done like getting all of the like the golden bricks and all the mini kits and everything. I've never actually done that. Part of that is because I am, an adult man right now, and that's not exactly, something that's on my radar actively. And when I was a kid, I was probably too retarded to do it. So that's my justification for that. I sounded all high and mighty there as if I didn't just purchase Lego Star Wars and play it for 3 hours today. But I did, and I was really almost disappointed, because I actually was like, dude, I should play this game and actually get like all the mini kits and everything. And then I was kind of disappointed playing through the levels how many of the mini kits are inaccessible when you're playing in story mode, and how many you have to actually just get solely in free play. So, I mean, that's fine. It kind of creates a fun allure when you see like a restricted zone that only someone who uses the Dark Force can enter. It's like, ooh, I wonder what's back there. I can't know. I like when games have a little bit of mystery. One of the things I also have to credit this game for is how many like needlessly like just goofy fun things there are that don't have any practical application. Like in the 3rd level, there's like a car wash that you can take like the hover car into. And I caught on to this, and I was like, oh, I better go get the hover car, and I drove the hover car all the way over to the car wash, kind of expecting like, yeah, I will take experimental treatment. I lost damage. That sucks, because I love damage. I think this is actually... Yeah, that was a W, though. This is a pro, because look at that fire rate. Anyways, so I take, the hover car over to the car wash, almost expecting it to spit out like a mini kit, or even like money or something. It doesn't do anything. It's just like a cosmetic, silly thing you can do. Just wash your fucking car. But it was I kind of appreciated in that moment that, like, hey, you know what? Games don't do a lot of, like, fun stuff like this just for the love of the game. Just impractical application. Everything's all like, oh, you get a little collectible, or you get a little piece of lore. Sometimes games just gotta be goofy. Sometimes you just gotta let a man be goofy. There was no item up there. It was just a boss fight. I kind of got my ass handed to me on this floor. Not my best performance. I best be going and picking up La Bateria, though. Yeah, I bet Bateria is probably worth a key. Even though there's more rooms to clear out. I'm not feeling them. Because I move slow. Because I picked up this godforsaken item that slows me down. So yeah, that's my Lego Star Wars adventure. I don't know. Should I play that on this channel? Would that be fun? That was kind of the ultimate time waster game. I couldn't help but feel as though while I was playing it, like even more of a time waster game than like Minecraft is, because this is it. You know, it's truly it is. I mean, it's a child's game. It does not challenge me at all in any respect. It is the ultimate, just like, oh, there's a shiny, colorful object that I can destroy with my lightsaber, and then it gives me money. Dude, I actually got the angel room. That's sick, dude. Oh, this is probably, I mean, 4 items is probably ideal for re-rolling, because I have pretty good odds of getting like Sacred Heart or Godhead or something. Even though I like Duality and I really like Trinity Shield. Yeah, I think that was probably the correct choice because a Holy Mantle is like pretty unbeatable. And I get to take part in more angelic combat. I get to slay an angel. I get to slay a servant of God. Truly Isaac is out here challenging the hubris of man himself. And what's his reward? He gets to fight Mega Satan. The angels are actually protecting him from Mega Satan. See, there you go. I just said that I don't actually talk about Isaac or interface with it, and this is probably the most I've ever actually talked about this game in, you know, what, three episodes or so-ish. And once I kill this guy, I'm going to take a nice sip of tea for myself. Ooh, yummy, yummy. And you're going to listen to the whole thing. I'm a liar. I lied to your face. I think 2 episodes ago or so, I said something along the lines of, I don't like hot beverages. I don't F with them. That's partially true. I have recently, well, it's been a little bit now, but I do actually like tea now. I do actually go pretty crazy for a cup of hot tea. And the reason for this was I was like crazy sick over New Year's, specifically on like New Year's Eve and then like the 2 days after New Year's. It was like an inexplicable kind of sick. Like I was incredibly congested, like I've never been congested before, and I am like the master of being congested. If anyone knows what being congested feels like, it's me. But it truly for 2 days just felt like, you know, and I really have no problems with being able to not breathe out of my nose because I had a broken nose for a good period of my life and didn't know it, so I know what it's like to not breathe out of my nose just fine. I can handle it. What I can't handle is when like my okay, see, this is why this Taurus item sucks, because now I'm just, like, kind of temporarily soft-locked. But what I can't fathom, what I can't abide by, dude, how am I supposed to access that? Could you fucking riddle me this? Alright, whatever. I'll find it. I'll figure it out. What I cannot abide by, though, is when my sinuses are like so backed up that it feels like there's just lead bricks inside of my head up my nose. Like, I don't know what you would even call that. Like heavy congestion, swelled sinuses. I was having a real rough time at the start of this year. I gotta tell you, for fucking January 1st, pretty low day to the start of this year. I had also wrecked my car just a teeny tiny bit. I don't want to elaborate on it because I don't want to, you know, bring up these painful memories. That was a weird-ass transaction. I paid a key to access that chest and then used a bomb to open the chest and then received a key. This floor is kind of pissing me off. It's not really being nice to me. And also, this room, what the hell is this room, dude? This is like a room that you would see on, like, Flash Isaac. This is poo-poo. This is poo-poo, my brother. Did I find the item room yet? I did not. What floor is this? Who am I even fighting? This is no, okay, we're not fighting Mom yet. And I also have not found the item room yet. One would think I should just go fight the boss now then to maximize my dice charges. But I don't want to. Because I'm a little bitch. Anyway, well, I was saying something about, oh yeah. Anyway, but the reason why I got into tea, you know, long story short, that was a very tangential route to get to here's why I drink tea. That was almost like the magic cure in a way, though, because it felt like I'd kind of tried everything to try and get rid of my congestion. And I as a person who has dealt with a lot of congestion in my lifetime, truly trying this many methods was even new to me. But something about just like a cup of ginger tea, and I think it was kind of like placebo effect a little bit. I think it also just happened that it was about time for me to like heal up and get over whatever had come over me right as I was drinking this ginger tea. But I can't help but kind of associate the ginger tea with like finally feeling relief. So and yeah, and I like it because, you know, because I went on a tangent, I think it was the last episode, about how I don't really drink anymore. And so that's also kind of how I've come into tea as well. Because when it's nighttime and I like a little sippy sip, I like a little drink to be sipping on, but I don't want to drink like alcohol, or I don't want to drink like, you know, coffee because it's fucking late at night, I find that I'll just end up drinking a cup of tea then. It's a nice, and it's caffeine free tea. And yeah, it's a nice little thing to sip on. It's kind of a pleasant way to like cap the night, because truthfully, whenever I'm working on something, because I edit a lot, and whenever I'm editing, I like to just have something to sip on, but it can't be water. I'm like too fat for that. But now I'm also like too fake. Fuck you. I'm also like too fake healthy now to be like, I can drink a beer or wine or whatever. So yeah, it's just become tea. Tea is just a good little sippy thing to sip on. You know what? And I probably would maybe still like it if it was cold, but something about it being warm is cozier and actually makes me sip on it more, I feel, rather than just downing it. Because if it was cold, I would probably just be like, gulp, gulp, gulp. But when it's hot, you know, I'm forced to just take little baby sips, and it kind of makes it last. I can savor it across that motherfucking worms biting me. Excuse me. I'm terribly sorry for that rude offense of belching in your ears. Where was I? Tea. That's about the end of it. It's nice to have a little sipski, a little sipperoonie when I'm working, when I'm doing the grind. That's actually probably what. So after I was playing Lego Star Wars for 3 fucking hours, I was like, okay, I am gonna sit down and I'm gonna edit now. And then I just wasn't in the mood to, and I got to feeling very like thoughtful, and I thought, I should use this thoughtfulness, and yeah, it's kind of hard to say no to that. I mean, explosives are always a threat, so I'm down with that. This way, I can also be in my own line of fire as well. All right, let's get the hell out of here. And yeah, I was gonna, I decided to record this and express some of my thoughts. So, and yeah, so along the lines of other games that I want to play on this channel, because I think I want to do like a weekly Isaac thing and try to just keep doing it weekly as much as I can for a while. So, but I think at one point want to start introducing Elden Ring. I've never played Elden Ring. It would be blind. So, I would love to say, ask the audience what you think. But, okay, so this is another, it's kind of an elephant in the room sort of thing, almost, but like, okay, so at the time that I'm making this, at least, and this is a very optimistic statement, but purely at the time that I'm making this, these videos are not really getting a lot of views. They're getting views, and and that's fine, because that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to do, like, my big break into YouTubing. This is just like a fun project that I thought I would get a kick out of. And it has been so far. I have been having a lot of fun about this. And so, if you are one of the sparse viewers, please, leave any thoughts or any feedback if there's anything that you think is odd. But, but yeah, so there is something that, I should have re-rolled that, dude. Am I a fucking retard? Yes. The answer is yes. I am a fucking retard. I was doing all these stupid, like, mental mind game politics about conserving and, the best usage of all my battery charges just to do absolutely fucking nothing with it and take this trash-ass item. I know that people like Northern Lion or whatever think that Cube of Meat is good. It's not. It sucks. It doesn't do fucking anything. It doesn't do anything. Oh, it's good on floor 2. Okay, it's good on floor 2. How about the other 90% of the fucking game? Get out of here. This item sucks dick. I wish I re-rolled it. I was too distracted. Okay, now that I've aired that, I'm going to calm down a little bit. And that's because I've always felt like it is almost like a taboo thing for someone that has an up-and-coming YouTube channel to be like, oh, let me... Oh, I feel... Let me restart this sentiment. I like to peruse channels sort of like this one that don't exactly like get a whole lot of views, and I kind of just like to see what's going on. I like to peer out into the aether, see what kind of videos does this guy make randomly on a whim. But when I do that and I watch a video that has, you know, like 2 views or something, like I'm viewer number 3, and I hear, you know, the guy in question bitching about, oh, I don't have any views, or like he's like dooming out about it. It really is a turnoff, I find, and it kind of bugs me. And it's like, really, that's the whole point of it then? So I guess all of your videos are just gonna suck then, because that's all you can do is just complain about how you don't get any viewers. And so know that when I say that, when I'm acknowledging that, because I think I almost have this half-cocked idea in my head of like the mere acknowledgement of a lack of viewership implies that I am complaining about it, and that's not the case. I'm not dooming about it. I don't care, because like this is a just project that I'm just doing for fun. If I got a whole bunch of views, I mean, obviously that would be sick, but because there are things that I could do to certainly cultivate more of a viewership. I have some YouTube channels that actually have subs, viewers. I haven't told friends or family or anything about this channel, and a part of that is because I kind of wanted to do it in a sort of like an echo chamber, in kind of a vacuum, and just like test it out, see how I felt about it. Because when I started this whole venture, I wasn't even entirely sure I would like it. I might have recorded like 2 or 3 episodes, which I suppose, you know, this is only number 3 that I'm recording, so maybe time will tell. But, you know, record a couple episodes, see like, oh, that was kind of a fun effort, but I don't know if I really have a lot of fun doing that. Maybe it's not for me. So far I am having fun with it. I don't see any sign of stopping. I think I'll actually enjoy it more too when I start doing the Elden Ring stuff. I think something about that will feel a little bit more intentional. Some of these Isaac runs don't feel, alright, can you at least fucking leave, because I'm incapable of attacking you this moment. Okay, alright, it all worked out. Because yeah, something about these feels a little, not unintentional, but a little less focused. And a part of that is just because, like, yeah, I'm not, you know, well, right now I'm playing to beat Mega Satan, and like, believe me, brother, I've beat Mega Satan a lot of times. Oh no, I got spiked. I got spiky spiked. But a part of that, I think that's also kind of fun with it. I think that I needed to do that to sort of rejuvenate my, fuck you, damn. I was gonna say rejuvenate my love for this game. Fuck this game, actually. That sucks so hard. So you know what? New conversation topic. Or at least, not new conversation topic, but just pivoting away from Isaac and pivoting back more towards Elden Ring stuff. But I feel like that, in a way, will feel almost a little more like a journal. Because sometimes when I play a game for the first time and it leaves a very lasting impression on me, which is what I suspect Elden Ring will do to me, I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of wish I could have, like, documented my thoughts and my discoveries and my, what I was, especially on, like, an open world game, or a game that has, like, a very interesting story, or just a game that has cool things that you can discover on your own. I'm always kind of curious, like, oh, I wish there was a way that I kind of could have preserved my thought process of this. And of course, I think that is also just kind of the magic of games. You can't, I'm a very like documentating type of person. I'm a person that likes to document everything. I'm a person that doesn't want to let anything just like exist in the moment. This is a character flaw of mine. Oh, this is an absolutely lovely shop, and I'm a big fan of what's going on here. Oh, they treating me right. Okay. And you know what? This guy's gonna die. Oh, and also that coin machine is also gonna die, methinks. What's up with this card? What does this do? What does that do? I don't know what that card is too new wave for me. Alright, me and my Unk status, I don't know what any of that means. So we're gonna burp first of all, and then we're gonna check the wiki. Not the wiki, but the cheat sheet. It's upside down justice. What does this do? What does this do? Spawns 2 to 4 locked gold chest. Okay, well, the phraseology, may your sins come back to torment you, is a little ominous. That's pretty ominous. That doesn't sound like a card that spawns 2 to 4 gold chests, does it now? I mean, I have 8 keys. I'm gonna... Oh. Okay, okay, okay. I don't care for these big golden chests, but I do have 5 keys, so let's get a little freaky with it. Damn, okay. I kind of want to re-roll those. I'd probably rather re-roll those than the items in the item room, just because I'm statistically more likely to get some shit I enjoy. What else was I saying? I think this all started from like, oh, I should ask the viewers what they think about me playing Elden Ring, but I just need to play Elden Ring. Just need to. Part of it too is because I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now, and so I think when I'm done beating Ghost of Tsushima, I'll play Elden Ring. Yeah, I'll take Black Lipstick. Oh, that's not a choice. I get to take both of these. Then you know what? I'm gonna purchase a little battery, and also. Actually, I would rather have strength than the lovers. And you know what? I'll take Luckfoot. I'm good with that. But yeah, and Ghost of Tsushima, along the lines of what I was just talking about, is definitely one of those games of like, oh, I kind of wish I could have almost recorded this as a Let's Play and seen sort of, you know, documented my first reactions. Because this is a first time playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima for me. And I've loved it. I absolutely loved it. So... I'm looking forward to doing that with Elden Ring as well, but I definitely got it. I mean, I do say this as if I, like, can only play one game at a time, and, like, I didn't just play 3 hours of LEGO Star Wars 2 earlier today, but, you know, I don't exactly, you know, because maybe I'll just put a stop to this whole LEGO Star Wars thing, and I'll, restart it, and we'll play it on this channel. Literally, if one viewer sees this video and was remotely interested in that and comments it, I will play through the entirety of LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga 100% right now. Even if they don't, even if this is the only video you watch and you don't watch a single episode of it, I will play through the entirety of LEGO Star Wars 2: The Complete Saga, and I will get every mini kit, every golden brick, everything. I will make 100 fucking episodes of the show doing it. Is there any more charges I can get? Oh, there are pills. They don't do anything, though. They're just here for decoration. But I'm thinking this is a secret room. Yup. Yupper. It's not a fun secret room, though. It's a gay secret room. Where I have to engage in combat. But yeah, I'll do that. I stand by it. One person. If one person comments, yes, do it. You have to comment... yes, I would like to see a complete playthrough of LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga, and then I'll do it. I'll even force myself to do all the prequel levels. To my dismay, I will not be taking that pill. How about you? I will take that pill, even though it doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I will take this pill, even though it does even less for me. Okay, that's the end of Roan's Pill Adventure. We're going back to Roan's Card Adventure. And I don't... oh, you know what? No, I can't really sneak my way into there. But I would if I could, because I am actually quite content with how this run is going. I do need to speed it up, though, dude. It's like 30 minutes. Well, I don't know. I guess this is... I mean, I feel like this is actually kind of on par. Yeah, I'll do that. I feel like 30 minutes for an average playthrough where you're not trying to get boss rush is pretty fair to get them on. So 33 minutes is probably a little slacking. I definitely could be going faster, especially because I do consider this to be actually pretty good run. Well, this is... oh, fuck. See, it's times like this when Taurus just like gets me out of the zone, gets me out of my rhythm. And for what? So I could do a couple ticks of damage on Mom. Like a Taurus, like Cube of Meat, is one of those items that's really only useful in like Chapter 2, or Chapter 1. I mean, like floors 1 through 2. And then after that, it just slowly becomes more nothing. It just slowly becomes more of a time waster. Fuck. That's alright, it probably wasn't gonna happen. There you go. You lead into silence. Is that so bad? When I'm too focused on trying to fill the air, I sound like a fucking like fringe podcast started by a couple of college students that are trying to do like a Joe Rogan knockoff and are too concerned with like dead air. When the truth is, I think even the best podcasts need just a little bit of dead air. It's natural. It's a natural... Dude, I'm getting my ass so handed to me. In all fairness, this boss fucking sucks, and my tears are slow as shit. I feel like black lipstick actually was not the move. It's really... I got greedy because the experimental treatment did like 1 tick of damage down, and I was so desperate for damage. But I think I need to learn my lesson from this, and it's that black lipstick is not as reliable of an item as you think it is. Also, did my fire rate go down? Oh, you know what? It's probably not that my fire rate went down, but it's that active contrition tricked me into thinking that it was higher than it really was for somebody who sucks like I do at this very moment. I probably should have taken the negative, actually. I have more hearts than I'll ever have fucking full. Whatever. Oh. It's apple cinnamon tea. So anyways, one thing that's been quite on my mind recently is that I have made a pivot to only using social media on my desktop, which is very nice and very liberating, because I kind of will ping-pong back and forth between sort of this boomer sentiment. It's ironic that this is a boomer sentiment, because boomers, I feel like, are the most social media addicted motherfuckers I know. But the ones that are, like, social media bad, I will kind of go back and forth between that and then actually being like, no, social media is actually pretty cool. And truthfully, there is a middle ground, because social media does have a lot of cool things about it. You probably shouldn't be on social media if you're, like, under 13. I don't think that should necessarily be, like, legally enforced, because, I don't know, I'm somebody who was on social media when I was probably, like, 10 or whatever, and I was probably on it at a time when it was more unsafe on the internet as well, but it's just like, whatever, dude, the world is unsafe. You can't just make kids be... You can't protect kids from every, like, slightly unsafe thing in the world, you know? And social media actually does have application, especially in social settings, because I don't want to just make it seem like, oh, your friends in school that you have when you're in elementary, like, that's all that matters. Everything should be about that. But I think that is an important part of growing up, and I think feeling socially ostracized leads you to probably just being, like, a weird, recluse person as an adult. And so I think it probably is important for your kids to be well socialized with their demographic specifically. Not just, like, socialized by the standards of what, you know, a child in the Victorian times would consider socialized properly. I don't know why I didn't fucking step away from that shot there. Dude, Taurus is and the worst part, too, is that I picked up Taurus just off of the sheer... Okay, so if I was doing, like, real Isaac playthrough here, then when I got the curse of that I can't see the fucking item, what I would have done is just not even bother to go in the item room and then take that to get a planetarium later on. That's how you actually play the game there, with intelligence. But I was playing with impulsivity and impatience. Anyways, back to social media on the desktop. So that's and because I don't really have some high and mighty reason to do it other than that I feel it just makes me more productive. I feel like if I scroll on social media from my phone, because I feel like I'm also a pretty de-social media person. I'm not somebody that, like, ever scrolls on the For You page or on, like, a suggested page. I am someone that's just, like, I just want to see my subs/followers, like, I just want to see the content that I have signed up for. I don't want to see any suggested anything, the For You page, any of that shit. I don't do any of that shit. But even still, I kind of will fall into the trap of, like, even just scrolling people that I follow on Instagram. It kind of just becomes a time waster and just sucks me into, like, wanting to just be on my phone in intervals of, like, at least 30 minutes. And so, doing it on the desktop, though, has, like, entirely cured me of that. Because now it's just, like, this little treat that I get to do, and I have, like, a designated sit-down, you know, cockpit where I boot it up. Oh, and also just the ad blockers. That, I mean, because Instagram's fucking unusable now, dude. Like, Mark Zuckerberg, like, should probably just be raped. That's kind of the only acceptable thing that can happen to him after what he's done to Instagram, is for him to just be raped. Because it gets more unusable every year. Like, however unusable you thought it was in, like, 2021, fucking guess again, bucko, because it got even worse, and it will only continue to get worse. And I'll be real with you, it's not, I mean, Instagram is not as good on a desktop. There's something actually a little bit cozier about having to click with your mouse to like a photo than to double tap. Something about that feels a little classier. Like I should be wearing a monocle. But all in all, it definitely isn't as good of an application on a desktop. However, one of the major pros though is that it is actually usable. Because as I see it, Instagram on mobile is entirely unusable with how many ads there are. It's insane, dude. It's probably like every other post now. I don't know what fucking moron, what fucking dumbass retard fat thought that was I mean, I get that Instagram is like free and that they need to make money, but there has to be a middle ground for these companies before they just turn to like, well, you get 50 ads, right? There has, like, I'm not a person that's necessarily like proud of using ad blockers on YouTube, because there's a lot of people I follow on YouTube that I do actually like want to support, and I think that's only fair, especially if I really enjoy their content, especially because it's definitely supreme irony to me like making a YouTube video this instant. But there comes the truth where it's like, well, now even on YouTube, it's like you don't have like the orange bar on ads anymore. Ads are like oftentimes appear in groups of 2. They're unskippable. They're really fucking annoying, and they will appear on a video like every 2 to 4 minutes. You'll get like 3 ad breaks on a 10-minute video, and YouTube would probably have more if they had their way. And it's like, I'm sorry to the creators, but like, this is YouTube's fault by this point. Like, this is just unreasonably unwatchable. Because that's another thing. I mean, even I don't even do YouTube on and YouTube on mobile was actually the last to go of any like quote unquote social media, even though YouTube's not really social media, but it was the last to go because there's still value to like watching. Even though I am still like I am a YouTube on browser supremacist and have been before I ever made this like that's a funny card to get at this moment. Before I ever made the swap, there's still practicality to looking to like, you know, to watching a YouTube video on your phone. For example, if I'm listening to some kind of like video essay nonsense while I'm mowing the lawn or something, like obviously I need to be on my phone to do that. But now I'm phasing that out, and because the ads are just so unwatchable. And honestly, doing all of this has just made less and less. How did I get the Angel Room, dude? That is crazy. I guess I actually had pretty decent odds, so that's not that crazy. That one's not bad, but we could do better. Sure. Yeah, sure, why not? That's not bad. Yeah, I probably would prefer that in the long run. So, anyways. But yeah, all that to say, if you guys are upset with Instagram at all, if you're like Instagram and you just find it absolutely insufferable, try it out on desktop, because not having ads makes it a better experience. Then I also only scroll it like once a day, too. I just kind of pull it up once a day if I have a spare moment on my desktop. I'm like, okay, type in Instagram, see what's up, and then it's just a fun way to, like, you know, see what my friends are up to. I don't get caught up in, like, Reels or whatever. That's really, I mean, that's ruined every social media platform, is Reels. That ruined Instagram, that ruined YouTube. I mean, TikTok was just Reels to begin with, so it's like, that's not like that got ruined. You can't ruin something that's already at 0. Alright, this room fucking sucks. I stand by my previous statement. But I actually feel like, and I'm not like a huge self-improvement kind of guy. That's not something that's always on my radar. Like, oh, I need to self-improve, even though it probably should be. I mock that as if that's not my L, but that has been probably the best quality of life change that I've experienced, probably at least in all of 2026, is just not not using my phone for shit other than just like music, texting, and making phone calls. Like I mean I do the music app still, but I'm kind of trying to think of what else, and I'm like I don't really. That kind of might be it. I'm sure there's like weather compass, you know, kind of those like once in a blue moon, not even once in a blue moon, but those like, or like, you know, GPS stuff like that. But in terms of just like things that I would pick up my phone for that I don't like, where I'm not actively using it as a tool, it's pretty much just like texting and music, you know, which is nice. Because I actually, you know, one thing I really hate about phones now is that they're so fucking big, dude. Boomers ruin this so hard because they're all fucking blind and they want their phones to just be an outright tablet, which I don't want. I like a little phone. I miss how big the iPod Touch was, dude. The iPod Touch was the perfect size of device. I want something that like comfortably fits in my pocket. Something that like. Because I have little dainty hands, I have little dainty women fingers, and so if I'm holding my phone with my, you know, with my hand, just one hand, and I need to access, so because I would be holding it from the bottom right corner, that's where I hold my phone, and if I need to touch something that's in the top left corner of the screen, I cannot do that without having to now turn this device into a device that requires two hands to wield. If that makes sense, right? Like, so example, when I'm texting someone and I'm trying to exit out of the conversation, I have to do that by tapping the back arrow that's at the top left of the fucking screen. And so that means, oh, this thing that fuck. Okay, damn it, I was just about to finish my sentence and then Taurus activated and then it completely reset my fucking brain. This item sucks. I can't finish my thought while I'm doing this boss fight. Things keep changing and it keeps resetting my brain. I can't handle it. I can't handle the heat. All that to say, yeah, boomers ruin phones by making them too big. If you like having a big phone, you know what, fine. And you know what? I should probably give the boomers a little bit more leeway here. Because yes, it's true that it is their fault. But it is also just the phone company, like the phone developers' fault for not keeping phones that are still small for people who have normal, regular size, fucking functioning brains, brains that aren't actively being eroded by dementia. Damn, dude, I got my ass so handed in this fight. It would be funny if it still gave me an angel room. Yeah, I don't think so. I am gonna go back on heart roundup duty. Am I finally gonna get a W here? I would like to hope so. It's actually quite sad that, I mean, I guess this is only episode 3 in the long run, but it is kind of quite sad that I haven't gotten a W yet, especially because I actually consider myself to be good at this game. I could sit here and gamble for a little bit, but is that good? Oh, actually? Oh, shit. Actually? Oh, damn. I guess I should sit here and gamble for a little bit, because I just got some pretty great luck there. Also, real talk, gambling, it's gotta go, man. We gotta stop with this. There's too many people my age that are like, yeah, I'm about to enter my gambling arc, or like, oh, I can't wait to go to the hotel so that we can gamble. Here's the only acceptable application of gambling that you can ever have in life. Is if you're playing poker or like blackjack with your homies, and you're gambling not enough money that's like life-threatening, but enough money that just adds good stakes to the game. Sure, I'll walk around and look for the secret room since I have a free pass to discovering it now. I was hoping I would have found it by now, and now I kind of don't care to keep looking. Okay, there. All right. I was like, it has to be there, right? I probably should have. Well, I guess I couldn't have really blown up this guy because I didn't find him until just now. But whatever. Yeah. Too many people take gambling like too seriously. And it's just I don't know. It's cringy. I'm fortunate enough to live in a state that like really cracks down on gambling, and as much as I'd like to say I'm like a very fucking tea drinker, as much as I'd like to say I'm very much of like a not quite a libertarian, but like a very, you know, freedom of whatever guy. Freedom to, you know, people should do whatever they want kind of guy. After, like, you know, going to Vegas, like, going to Reno, going to all these shithole cities and seeing how much they fucking suck, I kind of want to re-roll that. That was an excellent decision, I gotta tell you. That is one of the top 10 decisions I have ever made in my life, right there. Second to my wife. I will not be elaborating. What was that? Gambling. Oh yeah, so I'm actually very thankful. As much as I kind of hate how puritanical the government in Utah can be, and how much of our law is actually just dictated over shit that Mormons believe in, I gotta hand them the gambling one, because I don't want big, stinky, ugly casinos, like, gumming up my fucking cities, because they're absolutely vile. But it does kind of lead to an odd countercultural thing, where people my age that are, like, you just discovering, like, drinking and debauchery for the first time are like, oh, I can't wait to go to, like, Wendover and gamble. This is a little bit of North Utah lore here. This is a little bit of a this is a bit of a cultural insight for any of you outsiders. But if you live in kind of northern Utah and you want to go gambling, or you want to go like buy weed, or you want to go buy alcohol that isn't just whatever's allowed to be imported into Utah. Oh, I'm gonna gulp this guy. Oh, you're getting straight up gulped, my brother. Gulp. Yep, you heard that right. Ooh, the sun? That's pretty epic. Okay, this game wants me to... This game is pretty much handing me the W now, man. Handed me 2020, handed me the sun. I would be a fool to blunder this run. I'm gonna pivot away from this gambling thing because I've just been trying to elaborate on it for like 20 minutes and I've gotten nowhere. But just to put an end cap on it... Yeah, it's just kind of cringy to like see people who are like 25 like learn how to be edgy where I live and be like, oh, I gotta gamble then. Like, it's not. I would rather you smoke like a pack of cigarettes a day than to like go gambling and treat that as if that's like a real thing that real humans do, which I know it is, but like, come on, that's boomer stuff. That's gotta. It's one of those things that you would hope would die with the boomers. And you know what, and for a while it was thought that, like, cigarettes would, and lo and behold, society found a way to, like, resurrect cigarettes like RoboCop by just putting them in, like, a mechanical apparatus. And you know, we kind of did the same with gambling, too, because now all gambling is online and on Kick. I don't, does anyone watch, what's that one fucker's name? Pay Money Wubby? I don't even like saying that guy's name out loud. It feels like it feels like I'm saying the name of like a drag queen or something. He's actually really funny. He's a very funny streamer, and I'm not really like a streamer kind of guy, but he is funny. But I watched, I just barely started like following him. My exposure to him, 3 Monstros? Good lord, my man. My exposure to him prior was just like my friend showing me clips and like compilations and whatnot. But I actually discovered him out in the wild. He was actually playing Pikmin 4. That was how I discovered him. And I was like, oh, you know what? I like a little bit of Pikmin 4 content. Let's see what this newbie has to say. He really sucks at the game. But I actually followed him. I followed him on Kick because I was like, this is actually good content and I could see myself returning to this in the future. But then the next time I like checked in on what he was doing like online gambling. Like, unironically. And I kind of had to, like wipe the fog off my glasses. Like, is this dude serious? Is this guy actually doing this right now? Like, I mean, I almost even hope he's listening when I say this, but, like, are you retarded, dude? Like, you actually are doing online gambling? Like a retard? And I don't even mean that, like, you know, I get, retard's kind of like a buzzword now. Everyone's saying retard again. But I actually mean that to the fullest extent of, like, what that word means. Like, are you is there actually, like, a sort of defectiveness in your brain that makes you think that online gambling is cool, or is a thing that people would want to, like, watch? That's crazy to me, man. I mean, if the next time I check in on this guy, he's not playing Pikmin 4 and he's doing some cringe shit like that again, I mean, you gotta stop. It's boomer nonsense, man. I knew I said I was gonna wrap up the gambling thing, but I've got a real good tangent cooking in the chamber right now about it, which is that I went on a cruise like 2 years ago. I was invited onto this cruise by my grandparents. So my grandparents are big cruisers. And yes, they are boomers, but they're and there is kind of the stereotype about boomers on cruises, but they're cool about it. They were actually they're chill. I can, you know, obviously I'm biased when I say this, but they're chill boomers. Well, what do we got here? All right, do I just fight Mega Satan now, or do I go and kill the other guy first? I'm not really interested in any of these. Oh. But I am interested in many of these, I gotta say. I'm down with that. I'm down with most of those. Okay, yeah, let's keep pressing on, because I'm cooking right now. But yeah, so I go on this cruise with my grandparents, and it was to Alaska, right, which is like a place that I had always wanted to go, and it was beautiful. And I'm a big photographer, so oh my god, dude, Taurus just totally vibe nuke, bro. So, I mean, this was my dream trip, and I'm a big, like, photographer guy, so I just sat up on the deck. I was barely even inside of the ship for the entirety of this trip. I was pretty much always just on the deck, admiring the scenery, taking pictures, like, taking videos, and that was a blast for me. That was really, like, the dream vacation. But there was one thing. Oh, that's quite interesting. I think I have to. We'll see how that turns out. But so this cruise ship has one floor that's like entirely just a casino, and something about that made me want to do like some sort of Ted Kaczynski kind of crime, because to me, like going to Alaska is like the end all be all. It's like the place in the world where if you were to ask me at any given moment where would you like to be, it's Alaska, and that was true then. It's true now. The idea that, like, to be on this cruise ship, you had to pay just a shitload. Just the kind of money that, like, would be allowing me to, like, actually purchase and own a house in my life. It's not enough that boomers have to just, like, waste all of their money that they could be, like, passing down to their grandkids on something as dumb as fucking gambling. Just literally just giving it to fucking but the fact that they have to, like, pay extra money to go and do it at, like, a scenic location, in a room that there's no windows, by the way. You can't even look outside and, like, see the Alaska of it all. You're, like, paying to be in Alaska on this, like, luxury boat, not even to do any Alaska shit. Just to say that, oh, I got to waste money in, like, a cool place and not even interface with the place at all. I think you guys get the point of what my thing here, but I've never felt so enraged seeing that. I never felt like more ashamed to be a part of any kind of culture, being, I guess, American culture of people that appreciate luxury. Because I mean, I would be lying if I said there weren't like luxurious aspects of the cruise that I didn't absolutely jive with. Namely the food. That was probably really the one, like, if there ever was a time where I wasn't up on deck, like, admiring the scenery, it was because I was, like, down in the hole eating or drinking. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm above that. There were some pretty good drinks. Well, because what's interesting on the ship too is, like, I think this is a thing for every cruise, but all the food was free, but alcohol, or even I guess just drinks in general, but namely alcohol, you had to, like, get a pass for. I got some, like, drinking pass that allotted me like 10 drinks a day. You know, and they're pretty much all alcoholic, but I think also they could be used for, like, Diet Coke or whatever. Which is actually kind of a clever scheme to, like, extort old people, because old people be loving their Diet Cokes. And it is kind of clever to, like, that's to old people, that's like making them pay extra for air. Like, oh, you can afford to come on the cruise, all right, but can you afford to breathe the air? Let's find out. But talking about something that's a bit more pleasant, Alaska is just absolutely wonderful. I would love to go back. I was really only coastal, and of course, even when you're coastal in Alaska, you're still seeing just non-stop mountains. But I would love to go to like mainland Alaska and really get into the nitty-gritty with some of the mountains there. Because that's really what I'm at. I am a snowy mountains with pine tree forests kind of guy. That is my absolute climate. Let's see. So yeah, just the PNW in general. Should we'll re-roll the soy milk. Is this soy? It's almond milk. It's not soy milk. Well, it's somewhere over here. You know what? We'll re-roll these bombs. There's ooh. I mean, like, dude. I don't even know if I could like try to lose this. I don't know if I feel like even if I sat and did nothing, I would still find a way to win. That's fucking crazy, dude. The wafer. That's funny. I like this game. This game treated me well tonight. I wasn't quite on my... I think this is the best I've played since I've started uploading on this channel, which isn't saying a whole lot. Oh, except I gotta deal with fucking Taurus. Alright, once this expires, though, dude, we are gonna be on a roll. This is gonna be a fun fight. Mostly because I'm just gonna rape this guy. Yup. Rape in progress. Imagine heavy metal music, right? That's coming from my rape playlist, my rape list. Whoopsie daisies. Anyways, back to Alaska. Alaska is definitely where I would set up my Ted Kaczynski shack to inflict, let's call it pyrotechnics upon the legions of people that are paying to gamble on a fucking boat. That is absolutely fucking insane. Also, just, I mean, yeah, the whole, like, the free food thing is also really cringy. Like, I'm a fat, I love food just as much as the next fat ass, but, like, the food that you're getting on the cruise ships for free, because, like, of course they have, like, these big buffets and everything, and of course there are, like, more higher-end restaurants on the boat that you can pay for. And that is actually where I found most of my meals being eaten, because, like, the buffet section, I mean, like, Chuckarama style food. I think Chuckarama is like a Midwest thing, but we have that at least out where I am. It's yucky. It's yucky, and it's a place I've only ever been to with my grandparents. God bless them, I suppose. God bless that funny little generation. I actually really like my grandparents. I give boomers a lot of slack, or a lot of flack. That was what I meant to say. But I think I am lucky that my grandparents are insufferable. And you know something else I'm actually really lucky about is that all of my grandparents are alive. I feel like for people my age right now, I'm kind of a unicorn in that sense, in the rarity of having all living grandparents. And all of my grandparents have been divorced and remarried, so ever since I've been as old as I can remember, I've had like 8 grandparents, and they're all still alive. I was also fortunate enough to be able to meet and have relationships with a number of my great-grandparents, and I believe all of my great-grandparents are dead now, but yeah, they were alive for a pretty good portion of my life there. There's a lot of pictures of me with my great-grandpa. I actually just recently saw some pictures of my great-grandpa as a youth, which kind of blew my mind. I mean, it kind of just blows my mind technologically. I mean, I just mentioned that, like, I'm a photographer, and so just even whether or not even the photo's like good or, you know, has dynamic range or whatever is completely irrelevant when you just like there's something just so magical about seeing a photo from like the fucking 1940s, a photo of something that actually like means something to you too, like a photo of, you know, a relative, photo of a guy that you've met and known in your lifetime, being my great grandpa in that case. Like there's something magical about that. It's like kind of, it almost feels like forbidden knowledge a little bit. Like, whoa, there's like zero context where anyone would ever be able to see. Fuck it, should I fight Delirium? I mean, I have the Sun card. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm feeling it. I'm still talking too, so yeah, let's do it. Where are we at here? Over an hour? Over an hour? I don't know. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing, man? But also a similar reaction I had. This came from my grandpa came and brought a bunch of extra like old photos over to my dad Photos spanning like 50 fucking years. And 2 of the photos in there included my mom and my dad sitting together while my mom was pregnant with me. Which I don't... It had occurred to me upon seeing these photos. I'd never seen a picture of my mom pregnant. Or a picture of my mom pregnant ever. And that... I mean, my mom took plenty of baby pictures of me. So I'd seen... I've seen plenty of baby pictures of myself. That's like nothing new. But something about specifically seeing my mom pregnant with me, that felt like crazy forbidden knowledge. Like, what, in what fucking world? Only in this cool modern world we live in. Because that's even kind of, like, relatively speaking, as far as human invention goes, like, that's a pretty new phenomenon. As far as the human timeline goes, like photographs, being able to see photographs of crazy shit like that, because, yeah, I would consider seeing a photo of yourself before you were born, a photo of yourself in the womb, like, that's crazy shit, dude. It's like just it's very humbling to see yourself as a, I mean, not actually seeing yourself as a fetus, but like seeing the chamber in which you were a fetus, like that. I'm even just right now, I'm kind of mind blown by that. So. Going back to social media on the desktop, though, one social media application that I do wish was on the desktop, but absolutely isn't, only has an app, is Hinge. I hate to say it, it's cringy, because I think dating apps are really, really cringy. But I can't deny that there is an allure to them. You know, make of that psychologically about me what you will, but it's kind of like watching a car crash on the side of the road. Like, it's not something that you should watch, but you turn your head and you look at it when you drive past anyway. That's kind of what Hinge is like to me. But it's unfortunately, like, it's a scrolly thing though. It's a fucking scrolly scrolly ass time waster. And so because of that, like, I've been able to de-scroll myself, looking at Instagram on the desktop, but Hinge does not allow for that. And it kind of almost makes me, even though I said some very not choice things about Zuckerberg earlier, it makes me think even, more evil, sinister things about, whoever the CEO of Hinge is. Because, like, the fact that they're like, no, our whole business model relies expressly and explicitly on you just scrolling on your phone. The Hinge business model is actually is evil, because it's kind of designed, at least for men, to make you feel like a piece of shit, kind of like a piece of shit. But if only you could just get some more eyes on your profile, then people. It's almost like it just like plays with your heart too much. Not that I would say I've fallen for this trap. I will never fucking pay for Hinge. Let me make that absolutely clear. I would never do that. I would probably rather die alone and actually never meet a person I'm interested in rather than pay for any sort of fucking dating app. That's crazy business, but... Okay. Yeah, I probably need to stop talking to 50-year-old women on Hinge, but I can't help myself. I think it's too funny. Because, I mean, hey, because they have their age preference set to show me, so clearly, there's something wrong with them, too. I wouldn't say it's explicitly that I have my age preference set to see older bitches. It's just that I don't have age preference on it. And it's kind of because it's kind of out of like a people watching sort of interest. I do think it's interesting to just like, you kind of can just like go on Hinge and just like read about a person. Like, yeah, what's up with this person? But because of that, I get 18-year-olds thrown into the mix there, too. I could probably turn off the 18-year-olds, but sometimes it makes me curious what the youth are getting up to these days. I don't know if I would ever actually swipe. You don't really swipe, just kind of like. I don't know if I'd ever actually like an 18-year-old. I guess I'm open to it, but I don't know. They're probably too retarded for my tastes, and that's really saying something coming from me. By the way, that was a little bit. This has been a very genuine episode here. There hasn't been a whole lot of little fuck play and me playing little characters here, so it probably is worth actually explaining the joke a little bit, just to say that, yeah, that was that's the 50-year-old thing was satire. I just thought it was funny because I do see that. I do see them quite often. Oh, I saw some old fucking bitch. Oh, how old was she? It was like 70s. I saw like a 70-year-old on Hinge. And that's crazy. I mean, I guess everybody, you know, probably deserves a shot at love. I guess it's probably better. Oh, you know, I'll never say no to the small rock. I guess it's probably better that she be scrolling on Hinge than scrolling on a fucking slot machine. Get ready, because I'm about to go back to gambling. We're going to do another 10 minutes on gambling. Oh, you know what? I would love to give money to this man. Eat up. Eat up, young boy. They're actually chocolate coins. The chocolate is just like really far into the middle, and the wrapper is just really, really big. You just have to, you just got to really bite in there, and you will find the chocolate. It's just a really, really thick wrapper. Just you wait. Keep eating them. Keep eating them. It's okay. Even if you can't taste the chocolate, just eat it. It's healthy. It's nutrients. Few people actually know this, but chocolate's actually kind of good for you. I learned this recently, but apparently, in like the 1800s, drinking like hot chocolate, drinking like a chocolate, I'll take more damage. A chocolate beverage was actually like as common, if not more common, than just like drinking coffee. This was just something that people would actively do. It's like, oh boy, it's time for my chocolate. It's time for my 3 o'clock chocolate. And that's pretty cool. I actually did have a hot chocolate. And this was another, you know, I think when I did my little hot and cold beverage tirade like 2 episodes ago. Oh, I don't care much for that. I did also say like I would probably rather have a cold chocolate than a hot chocolate, but I did actually have a hot chocolate. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I had a hot chocolate yesterday. I was playing Ghost of Tsushima. I was playing a little Ghost of Tsushima, and I was snacking on cashews. I'm a cashew guy. And I was like, you know what? I want something rich. I want a kind of a rich, thick drink to eat with these cashews, to drink while I eat these cashews. And a hot chocolate was just what came to mind. It was a pretty pathetic hot chocolate, because I'm lactose intolerant, so I didn't put any like milk or shit in there. It was just water. It was a fucking Keurig pod of like Swiss Miss. But it hit the spot. What do you say? Hot chocolate. I think even, you know, the worst hot chocolate is better than. I don't have anything to complete that. I was gonna say water, but I don't know, man. Water's pretty damn good. Sure, I'll take that. Even though I think I've maxed out. What the fuck was that? How did I just unlock that? Hold up. Hold up. I know that we're an hour and 10 minutes here, but I gotta figure out what that was and how I just got it. What did I do? I don't feel like I did anything like notable. Where even is that? What is that item? Lacrophany? What was that shit called? LAC. Is it this guy? Yeah. Lacryphagy? Isaac's tears slow down over time while moving across the room. Excuse me. And upon stopping completely or hitting an object will burst into 8 smaller tears. This item will also allow you to feed a tear with other tears. Doing so will cause Yo, what the fuck? This is sick. This is an Afterbirth Plus item. How did I unlock this? Unlock this item by taking 10 tears up items or pills in the same. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, I guess that's actually kind of hard. That's not actually something that you do all that often. 10 tears up items / pill. I mean, 3 of those tears up upgrades are completely from pills, if not even 4 of them. So, damn, that's sick. It's always kind of fun to get. I played this game so much that it is kind of actually rare to get an achievement, but, you know, I guess that actually does say something about me that I haven't gotten that one before. But it's cool to get that on recording. Yeah, we'll use the world.
The world.
The world. The bomb that explodes in my face. You know what? I used the world card, and I still went and took this dead end anyway. Just for the love of the game. This has gone on pretty long. It would be really funny if after all this, I still just died on delirium anyways. But I don't know. What's the cap here? How long before this episode is too long? That's probably not a limit. I don't think it should. It can be as long as it needs. I don't know. I don't know how long Elden Ring videos are gonna be though, because I'm probably just gonna play in like longer sessions. Oh fuck! Is it really midnight right now? I was hoping to be done by like 11:30. Damn. There was a part of me that still maybe thought that I was gonna get some editing done today. That was, goes to show what I should have known better. For context, I guess I can reveal, I'm editing a couple things right now. The main thing is a feature film. I directed a feature film. Well, I directed it in kind of 2 sessions, but I wrapped it. At least we wrapped like main production in 2024. So it's been a little bit. It's taken a while to edit, but it's getting there. So it's really actually not even editing that I'm doing now. It's really more color correction, but I just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of lump that together as editing, even still. But it's for, you know, the reason that it's taken 2 fucking years to edit. I'm like, you know, hey, I'll take another Tears Up item. I don't give a fuck. Sure, let's make it 11, dude. It's for the reason that it's taken 2 years that I'm like, you know, it's one of those things you kind of should work on every night because you've got to do something to stop it from taking 5 years. It can't be a 5-year project. I'm already really sad at how long it has taken me to do, but I am kind of a one-man show here. Well, I shouldn't say that. I am not just a one-man show. I have a guy who I'm paying to do all the audio mixing for it, and then I also have somebody that's doing the score as well, and they're killing it. That's actually been one of the most rewarding parts of the post-production process, is having somebody that you're paying to do score for your movie, especially when it's something that you wrote and directed, and being able to like have them send those files to you and hear like the fresh score that's just for your movie, hearing how they adapted it. It's so satisfying. Like like along the lines of things that I could be recording in lieu of like Elden Ring / Ghost of Tsushima. That's something that I should probably be recording if I really care about like, oh, that's a lovely kill. Even though I'm almost positive that this is Delirium right here. Because I believe it's the last boss door that's even in this fucking place. But yeah, that's actually something I should maybe do. Even not even to necessarily upload it anywhere, but just to preserve it for like journalistic integrity. That's not what journalistic integrity means. To preserve it just for the to journal it, just for the sake of journaling it. Because yeah, I'm sure that my reactions would actually be sort of akin to that one nerd that's reacting to like the Rise of Skywalker trailer. It's funny that kind of polarized the internet a little bit. A lot of people were really on the like let people enjoy things train, like he's not hurting anybody. And a lot of people were like, no, this guy should be killed. Maybe not in those exact words. Those are probably the words I would use, but yeah, that guy should probably be killed. I don't know. If a fucking Star Wars trailer ever elicited that reaction to me, I certainly would not be uploading it on the fucking internet. You probably couldn't waterboard that information out of me if that was the reaction I got. I don't know. What is a movie trailer that would probably elicit that strong of a reaction from me? Oh, there's one. Maybe if Francis Ford Coppola decided to do an Apocalypse Now too, and there was a really good trailer for it. That's maybe the only thing that would do it. That would actually be kind of fire. Apocalypse Now too. I would trust Francis. I'm a big Francis truther. I'm always trusting Francis. This might not be the time to drop a truth nuke like this, but Megalopolis is good. And if you disagree, I would actually love to hear your reasoning, because I've talked to a lot of people that dislike Megalopolis, because there's a lot of yous. There's a lot of yous. But I've never heard a reason other than just like, it's weird. It's a weird movie. That's the only reason I've ever heard why anyone dislikes Megalopolis. I have plenty of reasons why I like it. I don't know if I really want to get into it right now, especially because I'm about to kill Delirium. It's bedtime. It's bedtime for Ronzo. I got work in the morning, so I got to go to bed at a reasonable time. It would be really funny if I stayed up and edited this episode. It doesn't take that long, honestly. That wouldn't really be that much of a time commitment. The editing isn't time consuming. The only thing that's even slightly time consuming is just actually listening back, because I do like to listen back to these, namely so that whenever I say a word like fat or Jew, some sort of variation of that, I can censor it, because I don't know if I'm ready to just throw that out into the wilderness of the internet yet, even if this account is semi-anonymous. I don't know if I'm not gonna censor retard. But yeah, there's a couple. I mean, no, I really don't have any filter. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, cancel me. Cancel me if you want. I'm not watching this cutscene. We're done here. I think, yeah, we're all done. That's a great note to end it on. My slurs. My favorite little slurs. Oh, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Let's do frame WTF. Let's do it. Let's do it. What do we got? Shit, what is this? This looks like some old... Dude, this looks like... Not a movie. This looks like war footage. I don't even know. Is this from a documentary? Any war movie that I can think of that, like, takes place in the Middle East, which is where I would assume this is, doesn't look this, like, vintage, let's call it. I'm gonna skip this first guess. Okay, this looks way more crisp. Is this the Covenant? That would be sick if it was. Doesn't look like the Covenant is an option, but I'm gonna guess it anyway. Oh, shit, is this fucking... Oh, dude, I'm retarded. This is District 9? Hell yeah. Dude, I'm surprised they've never done District 9 on Framed. What the fuck? Yo, people are thinking the same shit as me with, like, the black... Okay, this frame is not Black Hawk Down. Whoever typed that didn't see the fucking spaceship in the background. Okay, people knew this was District 9. That's surprising. I haven't seen District 9 in a long-ass time, so... I wouldn't have got it from this frame, but clearly a lot of people did. That's cool. People even got it from this one. Jarhead's a good guess. Yeah, see, a lot of people were thinking the kind of shit I was thinking. Jarhead, Zero Dark 30, Hurt Locker, Raiders of the Lost Ark. One battle after another? I guess, kind of. I think a lot of this is just people throwing caution in the wind. I think you can't really judge a lot of these by their, like, first guess. But you can definitely see a lot, like, the ratio of people that are now knowing that it's District 9, like, really goes up on this third frame. And then it kind of goes back down here. I would not have deduced that this was District 9. I mean, no, knowing that it is in hindsight, like, yes, I do see it now, but I wouldn't have gotten that initially. It's been way too long, I guess. It has probably been, like, 10 years since I've seen that movie. I think I was in, like, high school when I saw that. Which I guess isn't quite 10 years. I'm not that much of an old head yet. Was that right? Yeah, okay. 10 years ago, I wasn't even in high school. I was still in junior high. But I can't say that for very much longer. This I would have known as District 9, though. Even without the hindsight. And that, of course. Okay, alright, yeah, we are, alright, fully done now. Fully ending everything. Oh, that's cool. Hasn't been recording this whole time? Oh, man, that's a bummer.